And welcome to the show, folks. This is the second hour. Listener call-in line is 260-356-2611. Tonight I'm talking about NESARA, and I've been touching on some of the players involved with it up to this point, mostly being Sananda and Jermaine. And I want to continue on with Jermaine until somebody else calls in. Some of the things about this Jermaine is that he's known as the man who never dies. And they say that although he's known as the man who never dies, he ascended 2,000 years ago. But he's reincarnated over and over into different people. And so I'm going to tell you some of his supposed reincarnations that he's telling his followers. This is information I've gotten out of the Dove reports and some of their own beast Dove sites.
Sherry?
Yeah.
You have Deborah on the line when you're ready.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and put her on.
You're up, Deborah.
Hi, Sherry. How are you this evening?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Sherry, I'm calling in this evening because I've heard people talking about that we're going to be deceived by these holograms that are going to be up in the sky, and it's going to make it look like the return of Jesus.
Yeah.
And do you feel, is it our own government that's going to do this? Are these going to be the space people that do this?
Well, they're the ones funding the technology. We know it as Blue Beam technology. And on my website at thewatcherfiles.com, I have information on the Blue Beam project. And what it is in conjunction with HARP and the space station, they're going to be able to create these holograms, to where it looks like the Messiah, Son of God, is descending onto Earth. And, of course, there's going to be in a litany of UFOs. And he's going to look like the Sananda. And this Jermaine is going to be one of the two. I'm trying to figure out how these beasts, everybody fits in their own little beast, roles here.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's going to come on Earth, sent it from God. And, of course, it's going to include, I always send him gramophone. And I'm thinking maybe I'm using the term differently than the Hebrews are trying to use it, but a gramophone being one of those booming microphone type things.
Yes.
Because it's always associated with the space station. And what they're going to do is as he ascends, I guess there's going to be this is my beloved son. Well, it sounds like it's coming from heaven, but it's coming from the space station.
Now, I have been out driving in the evening, and I'll see what appears to be bright red lights in the sky, and they'll cross like in the form of a cross.
Mm-hmm.
And I've even pulled over to the side of the road because I thought, what's this?
Oh yeah.
Are these maybe spacecraft that are doing this?
It usually is UFOs. Sometimes there are planes at night, so you have to be able to distinguish when you're just seeing a regular plane from a UFO.
Mm-hmm.
But the UFOs get crazy, and it's not a regular plane.
Oh, yeah, I've seen plenty of UFOs around here.
Yeah, because what they like to do is mimic airplanes. And I know one time I was driving home from a sports banquet with my kids, and all of a sudden, every star in the sky started flashing obnoxiously. It was so funny, and of course, they weren't really stars. They just mimic stars.
Mm-hmm.
There's ships all over the skies.
Mm-hmm.
And that they've said, one group alone, faction alone, has 1 million of them. And lucky us, America's going to be the home base.
We seem to get it all here, don't we?
Yeah, and they have their own lists in Yahoo where they, talk about coming to Earth and stuff, and tell them all, I'll pose you every step of the way. And I'll expose every tactic you have.
Mm-hmm.
And they are planning to come to Earth. They're getting more and more bold with their plans. They're setting up these regionals and county and cities and breaking up everything into sections just like the government does for these beast offices everywhere, which are nothing, NESARA offices. This new whole implementation thing, and that's not in America. Canada is underway to get ready for it. And they're calling it First Contact. This is going to be their global First Contact. That's what the project is called, First Contact.
Contact.
Yeah. And Of course, we know it's not. It's maybe the first contact that all the governments are going to acknowledge. But that's what they're calling it. And, the Antichrist and the beasts are going to come and this whole NESARA thing is something out of a science fiction novel where, they're going to transform our technology overnight. People with cancers could be healed in less than 7 days with their technology and medicines. We'll have free energy. We'd have new flying vehicles, hover vehicles, no longer relying on fuels and oils and fossil fuels, and just transforming the entire world in the short amount of time that they can, And so they're hanging all these bananas in the monkeys' faces.
Yeah.
And that's why, so many people just need to think about getting out of the system, not being reliant on the system, being able to hold out for 42 months or whatever is going to be necessary, because just in that time alone, all the bad vibes are going to have to be removed because of their earth cleansing project that comes along with this NESARA, comes along earth cleansing.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, all the true Lord-believing believers are the bad vibes. And so this brings the Antichrist war on the saints, where these Anakies or Megans will be all over the place hunting down believers just to kill them. And of course, anybody who won't bow to their image will be killed.
Right.
And so it's going to, millions, this isn't going to come over as peaceful. They want everybody to think it's going to be a peaceful takeover. They don't call it a takeover, but we know what it is. It's going to be hostile. And they keep selling the lies and the garbage that this whole thing is going to be peaceful and for the betterment of mankind. And as the Lord said, that I read in the beginning of this show, there's going to be nothing but death and diseases and pestilences and famine. Mm-hmm. And the Bible codes have revealed this whole NESARA thing is a hoax. It's a lie. It's getting their foot in the door here to control the earth to where his real agenda will then come out. To just destroy, as many people as possible. He knows his time is short.
Yes, he does.
And so, it's agendas within agendas within agendas. But basically, for now, people just have to know what it is and what's coming, because I don't see, when you look at the church timelines of last day prophetic events, I don't see the Antichrist coming and then settling the Middle East, this score with a treaty, and then the Jews building a temple. Whenever I see concordant and pact in the codes, it refers to this NESARA thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I keep seeing as dominant, and that's why I'm sounding the alarms on this aspect of Bible prophecy, because this is something so few see coming. They know that the false prophet is going to implement a new economic system, and where everybody will have to have the marker chip in the right hand or forehead, and we don't know if that's literal or if the requirements alone for a national ID type card would fulfill this. But, like I said, the real Lord isn't coming back to implement an economic system.
No, he isn't. Sherry, I have another question. I don't know if you've heard any of this going on in your area, but I have a girlfriend who is a Presbyterian, and she was telling me that they're using the Harry Potter series in the church, and that they do a sermon weekly on Harry Potter.
No.
And we even had an article in our local newspaper on this, and I was surprised. I saw a neighbor, lady of mine that goes to the Presbyterian church. Her picture was in there, and she had her Harry Potter collection, and they started a club.
No, I won't even allow that.
Harry Potter is going to tell you how to get to heaven.
I won't even allow Harry Potter stuff in my house.
Oh, I don't either.
I
didn't know if you had this going on in your local churches.
Well, I don't know what's going on. The only thing I know what's going on in the churches is what people like you tell me.
Yeah, well, the only reason I do this is because my girlfriend told me, and I happened to see it in the
because
paper.
I just don't know what's going on in the churches today, and when I hear what they're not teaching, and now hearing what they are, it's just appalling.